Oh, he said practice. She's rung a lot of gongs. How many gongs did you say you've rung here?
I don't know.
Here.
Maybe 20, 30 gongs. Maybe more.
Did we know Shelly was a team leader at the Germantown office?
Yeah.
A very good one. Yes. So it's interesting that everyone got the memo to not sit up front. I don't have Invisalign anymore, so I don't like spit when I talk. Just last time I did this, I had Invisalign. Yeah, so we just always want to start with our mission and just know what we're working on. Unfortunately, we have another opportunity to, live out our mission, to give back. It's coming like right now. Raise your hand if you know anyone that lives in Florida. So it's like, it's if you're staying on top of it, it seems like it's worse than they were predicting, and it's scary. Now it's like, raise your hand if you would live in Florida. So like 4, yeah. It seems less and less compelling. James, you remember the stat you texted me about hurricanes?
Yeah, you got me going through it seems like it's every year now. And look, it's been 6 out of the last 7 years.
And before that, how long was it?
It's like 12 years from that.
Oh, wow.
The last one. 2005 and the next one was in 2017. They've been like every year.
So, yeah, my feelings were right. My feelings were justified by data, which is what being a realtor is all about. And it proved that at least one person was listening to me. So that was amazing. We have something coming up. It's a little box. Who's running this? Are they here?
Yeah.
Can you? I'd much rather hear from you than me.
Okay.
Can you come up here and kind of explain the cause? Everyone give her a round of applause. It's hard to come up here.
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I know. That's what I love. I love putting people on their toes.
Yeah, we're actually working on right now. Some of you guys know I have an outreach ministry, and we take care of a lot of those that are displaced and those in need that are in Milwaukee and the surrounding areas. So right now we're working on getting coats, gently used coats, hats, mittens, socks. We have a bin that's actually downstairs for anybody that would like to support that cause. There's a lot of individuals right now that are actually outside, believe it or not. It's probably tripled over last year. They're outside, they're all sleeping in tents right now. We kind of have like an overflow. There's waiting lists for like a lot of places. So there are some people that are literally living out there right now in tents. So we just try to be a blessing and meet them right where they're at. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. We plan on going out the end of October, just to be able to give out the coats and stuff. We know it gets kind of cold here, kind of quick. So anybody that's compelled to do that, I appreciate you, and those that aren't, I appreciate you as well. I'll say just for listening to me for these couple minutes. So
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you. So if you look in the lunchroom, the break room, there's a bin for that. And yes, if I couldn't imagine being homeless here versus, down south somewhere, but it's just gotta be terrible. So anything you can do to help, thank you for coming up and sharing. We have a fun announcement. Kathleen, do you want to share?
Yes.
Exciting news.
Very exciting news. Our leadership team has hired the wonderful Madeline. She's going to be a marketing coordinator, and this is what this means for you. Her primary role is going to be capturing what we do here at Keller Williams at a really high level to help support you in your efforts to grow your profit share, right? So she's our external noise, so to speak. So she's going to be actually in the office a lot. She's going to be probably interviewing a few agents to get videos. She's going to be here taking pictures when we run high-level events. She's actually going to be here at the Southwest office for the KW Cares event next week. So her main mission is to create so much noise for Keller Williams that we are attracting our co-brokes to us. And she'll also be able to spotlight our wonderful vendor partners at a higher level as well and everything that they do to help us here. So you're gonna see her, you're gonna meet her, she's gonna be around. If you have any questions, feel free to say hi and talk to her and meet her. She's gonna be at Bold, she's gonna be at Business Planning Clinic. She is like our marketing person. We're really excited to have her on board. So when you see her, say hi.
Nice. Let's take a quick poll. Do you like the term marketing coordinator, or do you like the term storyteller? Who likes storyteller? And what I mean by storyteller is, who here has a problem like telling their story? Like if I were to say to you, how many realtors are here? 40? And if I had you come up to this chair and you had to say in front of the whole room why I should hire you versus everyone else here, who would just feel super confident right away telling the story why? So like 4 that are sort of semi-confident like this. Keller Williams has that same problem. There's a lot of great things about Keller Williams locally. There's even more great things about Keller Williams when you take the national, when you go and see it at a national scale. And it's really hard to like, why should you join Keller Williams? That's usually what comes out. So her job is to make like sense out of that and focus out of that and help you tell your story as to why this is a great company, and it'll help your clients, it'll help everyone. So I just love the term storyteller, because imagine that being your one thing. If your 20% was being like, I'm going to articulate my story, who thinks they could do a good job at it? But it's never like we have 87 other things. So really fun, great hire right here, and do your best to meet her as quickly as possible. With that being said, we've got Dawn. I was like glancing around the room and I didn't see her, and I started sweating because I was like, I don't want to talk about compliance.
No, it's
So,
not that much today.
all
So
right.
you could have actually done this. It's just a reminder about GMAR dues and licensing that's if you want the discount on your GMAR dues, pay those by Halloween. Continuing education and license renewal due December 14th. The one thing I've been hearing from people who have started that, if your strategy for those used to just be to like watch the video in the background and leave it playing and then take the test, it's interactive now. So you can't so plan ahead, plan your time, because it's gonna take you some time to get through these. So don't wait until the 13th to start that, because you're not gonna fit 18 hours in on that day. And maybe you are, but I wouldn't. And once you have your receipts for GMAR dues and your license renewal, send those to Sarah's email. So she's gonna start tracking those. So just like we'll be getting ahead of the game. So
I have a question about that.
yes.
Do I have to send every single certificate for each module to Sarah?
Have
or
you
just
done-
the receipt?
Just the receipt for the dues, and then your license renewal won't be done until your continuing ed's done, so you can
Yes.
send her. So yep, so just send the receipt for GMAR, receipt for license renewal. Yep, not necessarily all the, I mean, if you wanna send her the certificates, but you don't have to.
Thank you.
Good question. Sarah at sarahpath.com. Nice and simple.
It depends. Some of you need to send them all. Most of you don't. Just depends on who you are. We can trust you. We have a list internally. That's a joke, by the way.
Check off.
Don't need to do that. Any questions on this? So now are you gonna blame Dawn about this, or are you gonna blame me about this? Yeah, blame Sarah, Good call. All right, so now one more exciting announcement. We have the one and only James Krickerberg, which ironically is wearing the same thing in the picture that he has on. So we know it's him. So can you come up here quick?
Oh, no. That's Clark.
Yeah. So I have the other board candidates. They're actually outside. We're gonna have a live debate. Is that okay?
Yeah. it's fine.
We all are in the mood for another debate.
This was actually the first day that I felt like it was cold enough to wear it.
I know, yesterday was chilly.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you're doing, what what this is, what this means?
So the board isn't like Congress or anything like that, so it's not like anything crazy, but it's a body of other agents that they go to periodically to get insight on certain policy matters, and things going on. And KW, you're gonna be on it, right?
I am on the board.
Yeah, are you on it currently?
I'm a
Okay.
broker. I don't know what,
Yeah.
but I'm on.
So KW hasn't had like an agent representative in a little bit now, so I was like, you know what? We're a big company. We need somebody there. And I got nominated, so I said, I'm gonna go for it. I'd love to have your vote. If you could hop online and do it.
What do you believe in? What do you believe in?
I believe in a
Why
lot of
should we
things.
vote for you?
Believe in a lot of things.
Puppies?
Believe in selling real estate.
How do you
Okay.
feel about
Believe
the
in-
Oxford combo?
The Oxford, I use it actually quite frequently. People don't like that. Yeah. But no, there's a couple things that will be coming up, but it's nothing crazy. Just representation from our company. So love to have your vote.
Thank you. Love it.
On the email did come out.
Alright.
Should have, yeah, let's see here. Hold on.
Can you vote more than once?
No.
It's not like 30 under 30.
Came out on October 6th. They came out, and the subject is GMAR Board of Director election vote.
And you write team numbers.
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh.
That's.
Feel better.
No excuses. You just have to read.
Everybody vote now.
So I want to share one thing quick. There's 3 types of models for brokerages. Okay, so there's dependent models, which means the broker is more the brand. They take more of a commission. Do you guys can you think of any dependent models locally? Shore West, what else? First Weber, Coldwell Banker, makes sense? Then you've got independent models. Independent models are like, they may be super cheap, but they don't really provide much. You're just kind of there, you're left alone. Do you have any ideas of that? What else? Okay, so then there's an interdependent model, which is like a blend of it, where it's never the cheapest place to work. It's not the most expensive place to work. You've got training, you got culture, you got everything to help grow you. So think of a brand that would fall under that category. Yeah, trick question. So guess how many people in this category are on the GMAR board? Well, good, yeah, trick. Guess how many like agents? I'm there technically as a broker, which I don't know how, but I am. 0. So 0. Guess how many are in this category?
0.
There's probably like 2. Guess how many are under this category? Yes, I don't know how many are total, but a lot. So if you want to have like different viewpoints and make sure that not all, I mean, I'm just gonna say it, it's not all brokerage, like from the 1980s. So this was founded in 1892. I think it's some of these companies are a little more advanced than that, but some of these are behind, and a lot of the decisions are being made from brokerages that operate a little slowly. We were one of the last 2 MLSs in the country that had electric lock boxes. Did you realize that? And there's just a lot of things when you go around nationally and you start looking at the way real estate operates, we're kind of far behind. So please do everything you can. Couldn't be a better person to vote for than James. All right. Now I'm gonna make you guys think. Who wants to think? Who wants to get uncomfortable? Who wants to cry?
We did last Thursday.
I have a list of 20 questions for you. They're real estate related, and it's what's the date right now? October 8th. So what's a great thing to do right now? What's like the best thing to do right now? Say you're in real estate. Like what season is it?
Clean up your database.
Clean up your database. Business planning. Why would you business plan now and not December 30th? It's It's too late. Everything you do today doesn't show up for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. So if you start business planning now, you're setting your 2025 up. Before you even business plan, I have 20 questions for you. This will help in your business planning. So if you could, if you have a sheet of paper or you have a phone or you have something to just take notes on. I don't think this will make you cry here. It might make you cry later, but it is something to just, it's clarity is power. So what I'm gonna do on each of these 20 questions, I need you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 with how good you are at it, how good you believe you are at it. And a 10 would be, you would come up here and tell this whole room about it. You could just teach it, you got the systems, you're dialed in, super confident. And a 1 would be, I have no clue. Now the good news is you can't have a 0. So even if you have 0 clue, you're still a 1. Isn't that fun?
Does anybody need paper or pen?
Now, some of you are newer. Some of you aren't even in real estate. So just take this with a grain of salt. It's more clarity and awareness of what you can focus on and what it would take to be a great realtor. Is everyone ready? All right, cool. So, this first one's rough. On a scale of 1 to 10, just you would write out what I say and then put a number next to it. How good are you at managing your time? That one, I saw some,
Your business or your life?
your life. Love this side. So if you're time blocking, if you're putting in your most important priorities into your calendar first, you know, your most important priorities are your family, your travel, your vacation, and then you work around it. You got it, you can move it, you have your time just dialed in. You would be a 10, and then just rate yourself somewhere 1 out of 10. If you ever have questions, just raise your hand. Next one is, how good are you at prospecting and lead generation? So just like reaching out to clients, talking about real estate. Would you come up here and say, hey, I do this and this, and this is my conversion rate, and this is what I say, and I'll do it in front of everyone. By the way, Nate last week was awesome. Remember? I mean, it was very brave. If I'm going too fast, let me know. But the second one is 1 out of 10, prospecting and lead generation. So number 3, how good are you at database management? Database management is, you have a list of at least 201. You have it in the system. Doesn't matter what the system is. Could be command. It could be any of them. Could be a spreadsheet. But you're contacting them. You put notes in. I could look at your database and I could see, man, I know what you're doing. How are we doing? Is it? Okay. Because I know sometimes you're like, oh, but I promise there's a purpose to it. Number 4, pre-qualifying sellers. How good are you at pre-qualifying sellers? What I mean by that is, when you get a seller lead, do you just show up at the house for a listing appointment, or do you actually take the time, you have a series of X amount of questions you ask every single seller lead, you write out the answers, you can understand the personality from these questions, you'd be a 10. But if you just wing it and you get a lead for a listing and you go, oh my God, I have a listing lead, and then you just go out Tuesday at 4, and that's your first real interaction, then you're probably a 1. And if you don't know what seller qualifying questions are, well then you're definitely a 1. 5 is lead follow-up and lead conversion. Now it's interesting because you might say, oh, we already talked about lead generation, but that's wrong. What's the difference between lead generation and lead follow-up? You can tell me. Is that our hand raise?
Sure,
I knew it wasn't.
Legion is getting the person and following up.
Yeah, so which comes first? Lead gen, which one's harder? You think? I mean, there's no right answer. Who thinks lead generation's harder? Harder, like you get a pit in your stomach. Yeah. Who thinks lead generation's harder? Who thinks lead follow-up is harder? Okay. Where do the leads typically, how do you typically get appointments? Lead generation or lead follow-up?
Generation.
I'd say typically follow-up. Because, you know, it's like you're generating, you're uncovering you're turning over the rock, you're doing that all, and then the fortunes in the follow-up. Now, the ones that really succeed at this, they have a time block in their calendar for lead generation, and then they have a separate time block in their calendar for lead follow-up. Because if you're like me, you'll always default to lead follow-up because it's easier, it makes you feel better, you feel accomplished. It's the reason why your first phone call for lead gen is your mom. And you say, oh, and then your mom makes you feel good. Like, of course I would use you as a realtor. And then you go to like the harder ones. So you're gonna default to lead follow-up if you're like most people. Number 6 is how good are you at a listing appointment? You have a presentation you follow. Do you have visuals? Do you close? Could you come up here and model it in front of the group? Who here could feel comfortable modeling their listing prep? I won't make you do it, promise. In front of this group right now. So about 4 of us, 5 of us, 5.5. So I mean that's telling, like that's something. If you were a 10, you would be like, yeah, bring it on. I could, you get a lead and you could just go like, oh, now it works, I'll just come over. And that's when you can truly focus on what they're saying versus truly versus I'm not gonna say what am I saying. But 1 out of 10. Number 7, it's a skill. Pricing property and presenting the price, meaning like you're justifying your price. I would argue that's the hardest part about a listing presentation. Other than maybe, hey, you need to pay me too. So do you have a system around pricing property, presenting that price confidently? You will win a listing off of 2 things. It's how well you present price and how well you handle objections. So if you present price like Ron Burgundy, meaning like, I think it should be $390, and you're not gonna do a good job. If you say,
One more time.
if you say the price should be $390. Number 8 is how good are you at seller communication once they're listed? And here's a term you might not have heard of before: price reductions. Who here has not done a price reduction ever? Meaning like you listed a house for $390 and you needed to reduce the price. Everyone here's done one? That makes me feel really good, actually. So before we'd have to do like 8 of these per listing. But it's hard if you don't have a communication plan and then you don't talk to them for 37 days, you call them and you say, we need to reduce the price. Doesn't feel very good for that seller. Number 9, how good are you at objection handling? Am I going too fast? Okay. Any objection. I mean, we're talking real estate here, but the skills of objection handling do transfer to children, spouses, anyone. Just got to be careful. If you're very good at handling objections, don't be manipulative. But 1 out of 10. Number 10, we're halfway there here. Negotiating and closing. So how good are you at negotiations? How good are you at closing? By the way, this list is not meant to overwhelm you. So if a lot of these are low, you're probably in the norm. If a lot of them are high, like 8 or 10, I'd probably call you a liar to your face. Number 11. How good are you at buyer and offer consultation? Which is a skill now that's like obviously much more important than it used to be.
Buyer?
Yeah. Yeah. I would say buyer consultation is obviously like getting them to sign buyer presentation, and then yeah, like presenting, getting the terms with the offer with your buyer, like what you're gonna write, what the terms are gonna be, that you need to go 60 grand over, that you need to give up your least favorite child, and then pretend they're your favorite child in the offer. Number 12, how good are you at business planning on a scale of 1 to 10? Do you know what numbers to track? Do you have your conversions from this year? Have you been doing it like 7 years? You just plug and play. Well, you're a 10. If you don't know what to track, then obviously you're a 1, and then everywhere in between. Number 11 was buyer and offer consultation. It's crazy I heard that. It's kind of like,
Did you just hear
I
me?
did.
I cannot whisper for the life of me. That's why I was like, you need to tell me you heard me.
I
And
did.
really was trying to whisper. I didn't hear you. That is.
It's also like, my reticular activator is pretty dialed. If you're at Buffalo Wild Wings and you're at the other end of the bar and you say real estate or home or mortgage or anything, I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
reticular activator system?
Never heard that.
Number 13, how good are you at your sales language and dialogues? Do you actually role play them? Do you know what you're gonna say? Do you wing it? By the way, if you wing it, did you know you also have a set dialogue or set script? It's probably not very good. Everyone has a script. I got shredded by my coach today. My real estate coach, Katie, gets to listen to my calls and she's like, man, he was really, he's like, you're awful. Thank you. I was like, it sounds better when I talk to actual people. Like, it's tough. Number 14 is customer experience. So once you get a client, accepted offer, listing, how good are you at that customer experience? Is it just like, oh my God, this is amazing, it's above and beyond? Because most customers will only remember if you're what? It's one of two things. They'll remember if you're
Exceptional or horrible.
yes. They probably won't remember you if you're somewhere in between. Did you say you're tall?
Or tall.
Horrible realtor, very tall. So this number 14, by the way, you can give away all the free pies in the world and you can give away all the great stuff after the fact. But if you didn't do well with your customer experience, they're probably not going to use you. And so we have a lot of ways coming up of ways that we can love on our database. But I'm just telling you, like, they'll eat your pie and then use someone else. It's happened to me a lot. Good thing the pies are only $6.99. And I would say customer experience is probably the best form of lead generation that you can do. So like, if you're really good at customer experience and you get a referral before couldn't that be a great form of lead generation? All right. I'm a little passionate about that one. 15 is mindset and resilience. Where is your mindset at and where is your resilience at? We've had a lot. I just wish there could be some excitement in this business. Like, it's just so plain all the time. There's nothing going on in real estate that would excite us at all this year. Like, I just want to shake it. It just seems like every day we wake up and there's something that's like, holy crap, like, how am I going to practice real estate? You know, interest rates just like basically doubled and tripled. The lawsuit. I mean, that lawsuit, the wait, the unknown is worse than any known, most likely. And how long was the unknown? It was like 6 months. It was just like pit in the stomach. Am I going to have a business? What's real estate going to be like? By the way, COVID isn't that long ago. You need to do a lot for mindset and resilience. Number 16 is, how good are you at money management? And my favorite P word, profitability. Money management and profitability. So this would all be fun if like you were really good at the first 6, 15, and then you just blew all your money away. 4 more. Oh my goodness. Social media and video. That one was like triggering. Number 18. How good are you at hosting open houses? One, maybe like you're like, yeah, I'm good at one, finally. The open house right now is a great strategy because a lot of people are listening to the news and listening to Cousin Eddie and saying, oh, I don't need to pay a realtor, so they're going to open houses. So if this is a great time to do good things with open houses. Number 19 is, how good are you at marketing and digital media? Yeah, like mailers or like your website or telling your story. How good are you at telling your story? That's a good way. You do, you know. And lastly, the most fun one of all, how good are you at accountability and discipline? 1 out of 10. Most people say they want accountability until they actually get accountability. And then you're like, I don't want that. Okay, there's a bonus one, 21. How good are you at adding numbers? So add all these numbers up.
What was 5 again?
Number 5, yeah. 5 was lead follow-up and lead conversion. Number 3 was database management. Any other unknowns? 13, sales language and dialogues. So when you're done adding it, total it up, and then just put your pen down or put your phone down. Awkwardly look at me. I do have good news for you. No matter what your score is, 1, I'm not making anyone share. 2, it doesn't matter. Okay? Meaning, it's not pass fail. If you're good at, I mean, no one's going to be good at all 20. There's probably 30 ways of generating leads. Is anyone a master at all 30? So the point of this, the point I love, as you're calculating the number, I'll do something with that too, I promise. But I want you to circle your top three, the three you were best at. And if you have like 110, 1.9, and 2.8s, well, you gotta figure out which 8 is higher. One's an 8.5 and one's an 8.2. So I want you to circle your top three. And at the same time, I want you to star your bottom three. Circle the top three, star the bottom three. And if you have 15 ones, then just, I don't know.
Become a plumber.
Yeah, no. By all means, that's not what this is about. Because all of these, none of these really take talent. I said, how good are you at doing a triple back spring? Is that a thing? You could say, I'm a 1 and I will never be a 10. You want to see me do a triple back spring? Yes.
No.
I don't even know what that is. Plus, that would break the ceiling. None of these take talent. They just take a decision. So circle your top three, star your bottom three. Now, what I'm going to give you permission on is we look at maximizing our talents, maximizing our strengths. So if you have, let's say who has open houses as a circle, the thing you're best at. I would encourage you to double down on that instead of trying to be a master at cold calling. You know how many lists? Do you know how many expireds and physicals I've listed in my career? 15 years coming up in January.
2.
0. Expires and for sale by owners, you've grown children. I don't want to do anything with them. Austin's like, I love them. Give them to me. Yes. And neither one of us is wrong. Okay. So you don't need to like have all this angst and anxiety over not being an 8 at everything. Own your strengths, double down on them. And if you have your stars, like some of these, if it is, some of these, it's like you don't want to neglect money management and profitability. You can't just say, oh, that's a star, it's a weakness, I forget about it, right? It's for awareness. Now, as you're business planning 2024, does this score sheet help you to know, like, hey, what could be a good priority? What could be something, maybe like your, one of these things on here, like, picks up social media and video or digital marketing. Maybe that's a 2026 thing. Would that be okay? If you gave yourself a little grace and said, maybe I don't need to master social media in 2025. Who here feels a little better? But, maybe that's your thing you're doubling down on. And no one is right. I promise you. You just got to maximize what you're good at. Now, if you were less than a 110, you could have some work to do. It's fine. Like, just awareness. If you're new, this score doesn't really matter because you might not even know what some of the stuff is. Now, if you're between 111 and like 160, you're in a sweet spot. You're doing pretty well. And if you're 161 or more, I would ask you to re-add it and make sure it's right. If it is right, that's awesome because it's way higher than I am. So everyone get their scores. Any questions or ahas on this? I told you to go internal. This is like, so the point of this is like, it's a first step before business planning, because you can say in a business plan, there's a social media plan and maybe you're just like pass, or maybe you say, who can I hire to do that? Or vice versa. But this is meant to be awareness. And it was meant to be a perfect segue to training and education. Because if you got zeros or you got one, oh, there are no zeros. If you got ones or you got something you want to double down on, then focus, put your reticular activator system on what you need to focus on. All right, you ready? Are you doing something?
I can if you like.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I might chime in on a couple of them.
Ooh, October training calendar. That's always fun.
I keep moving this.
We actually have a lot of stuff going on in our office this month. More details to come on a few of the things. I think there's some slides. I might not have captured them most recently on this edit, but really our big things is the first step to Bold is tomorrow, 9 a.m. at the War Memorial. Not too late to register and show up.
How much is it?
It's $0.00. So please come. It'd be great. You'll get to meet Amber Rutherford, our coach, who's flying in from somewhere. She didn't tell me, but she's not in Naples right now. So she'll be here. I'll be there. Lots of people will be there. Scott will be there. So
Michelle's gonna be there.
ooh, Michelle's coming to Bold. Yeah, exciting.
Michelle's gonna be full. She just found out.
If you're not going to come to Bold, there's also an opportunity. Our own Jeff has been asked to be on a live panel of top producers. And if you're interested in attending this event at 11 a.m. Out in Brookfield, I think. New Berlin. Okay. Then please join that as well. Instead of, I shall say.
That is
Yes.
also 0.2.
Okay, Monday, October 14th, just a heads up, it's Indigenous Peoples' Day, Columbus Day. It's a bank holiday. We will be open, offices will be open, but your commission deposits might be slowed by your bank. Please plan accordingly. Cool. All right. So I posted this on Facebook. There were several missing agents in Asheville, KW agents. They did connect with the remainder of them, so everybody is accounted for now. But we know the devastation that just took place in Asheville, North Carolina. That town is gone, essentially. And right now Milton's heading towards Florida, going to probably start making landfall tonight into the morning. We know that a Category 5 hurricane is not going to be good, right? So we are hosting this Multiply Your Business event on Tuesday. It'll be in lieu of team meeting here in the training room, starting at 11. Lynn is graciously donating a lunch for everybody, and we ask that you please donate to KW Cares. There will be opportunities during the event to donate. We will gladly take cash if you'd like to donate that way, and we will give it to KW Cares. If you cannot attend our event, there is a link I put on the Facebook post that'll take you directly to KW Cares to donate to them. I believe they're targeting a goal of about $7 million. I saw that last, and we're just over $1 million, I believe. So we have a ways to go with the donations. KW Cares, in case you're not aware, when a disaster hits, their primary goal is to help the KW agents and their communities. So they bring generators. I believe hundreds of generators have already been donated to people in Asheville. They got to start loading up the generators on the semis and get them down to Florida now. Cleaning supplies, chainsaws to get rid of trees in the road, anything and everything that we can do as an organization to help those affected communities. It's really boots on the ground. So please come to the event on Tuesday. Thank you, Chris, for bringing this to our attention. And yeah.
Chris, can you come up and say a few words on this too?
I would
'Cause this
appreciate
is-
that, thank you.
Very near and dear to your heart. She brought this to us, and
I think what's really important, because we don't have a lot of people signed up right now, is to understand the depth of this and the community that we actually have. So because of my involvement in Inspire, I've made over the 4.5 years really close friends around the country. And I had a conversation with Tim Dunson on Friday afternoon. He was on the Pivot Shift call on Friday morning. Tim is in Castle Rock. He has no house. And he has stayed there. However, the community in this group, Maria Sims, who I'm sure James knows, Maria Sims has a friend who has a helicopter. Everybody pitched in to pay for fuel for him to not only deliver supplies, bring in water. He also picked up Tim's parents, his wife, and his daughters took them to the coast of North Carolina where another person in Inspire, Ian Belling, who has a vacation home and his family is staying there. But here's what we don't hear are the stories of Tim's wife is the administrator for the school district. That Friday, when I texted Tim and we talked for a few minutes, his wife found out, and I'm gonna get emotional, one of their second grade teachers found out that 2 of her students died. One of them was being held by his mother when the mudslide came and took him. We have to understand how deeply, deeply, deeply hurt these communities are. So if you can come and show up, and now Florida's getting hit. I talked to Heidi Joy, and she was gonna stay in her home that's already damaged. And she just said, I can't do this anymore. So their mindset, they're devastated. And so whatever you guys can do, we would appreciate it. If you don't want to do, if you can't be here, you want to donate, please do, because when I was talking to James Shaw is actually on the board for KW Cares, and they are looking at going into reserves for the first time ever. That's not a good thing with another hurricane coming, a Cat 5 hurricane coming at Florida. So whatever you guys, even if it's $5, these people are really struggling, and this is going to take months, maybe years. And some of them have no homes, and they won't be able to go back and rebuild because the landslides just wiped everything else. So just whatever you guys can do, if it's $5, that's great. We want to try to keep them from not going into their reserves, because then if something else happens, we're going to run out of money. So anything you guys can do, we really appreciate it. And Lynn, thank you, because I asked her, even though we've got everything set up for the year, I'm like, please, 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 can you help? So do we know what we're having?
I haven't decided yet, depends on how many
Okay.
people sign up.
Okay, all right, well, it'll be a surprise. Come have lunch with us, please donate and hang out, and we're gonna learn a lot of really good stuff on Tuesday. Appreciate it, thank you.
We'll send the sign up out again today, this afternoon, so everybody has it again. This is a little bit of what you can look forward to with the Multiply Your Business event and the amazing panel of speakers that will be pouring into you. So there's 3 topics: leads, listings, and leverage. You probably recognize a lot of the names on this board, like James Shaw. We've had Tommy Choi in our KW area multiple times to speak, same with Harrison Beecher. Gene Rivers, the OG. I mean, he's amazing at what he does. And Jenny Wolick, I know a lot of you probably are in her Facebook group. So lots of high producing agents are going to pour into you for this event. And then next Wednesday is our business planning clinic. I think it's something where like you give yourself a roadmap on your activities next year so that you understand where you need to focus so that you can grow. That's how I describe it. Anybody else? So $40 if you're not coming to Bold. If you are full Bold, there is a discount code. Reach out to me, but I'll take it down to $0 for you. Lunch will be included. If you have any questions, reach out. But I think this is a really great opportunity, especially as we don't really know how this market's going to shake out this year, right? A lot of questions. So having a plan in place as you move into next year will set you apart from the agents who don't. Yep, still in pants. Tina, your real estate wealth building mastermind, changing locations Thursday the 17th, going to be down in Greendale at the Panther Pub.
It is because one of our members actually purchased.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really exciting, like here, like what his investment journey is on that, purchasing a restaurant. So he graciously has set up all this there. We had to change the dates due to the business planning clinic. There isn't like an RSVP or an invite. This is your invite. So just show up. Okay. Yes, it's exciting.
We're
It's
so
exciting to hear like why he bought it, what the numbers look like. We're gonna grill about that.
And then next Saturday, the 19th, is trunk or treat. We have like 20 cars, so it's going to be really fun, really jam-packed. If you still would like to have a car, please let us know that you're coming. And then there is a smart plan library ready to go. If you can start sending that out to your databases, whether or not you're trunk or treating with us, get the word out. We want to make it a really fun event.
You know, this is lead generation, right? And it's database management.
Yep.
And it's, I mean, it's a lot of things.
Marketing. I
Lisa,
would say, and there is a nice prize and a trophy too for
Ooh,
the
yeah.
best decorated vehicle.
Yeah, best car prize. So, you know, Michelle thinks she's taking it. I don't know. There might be somebody that could top her. So, all right. Oh, Jeff Nevin's still hosting the Conversations and Objection Script Practice Mondays and Thursdays at 11:30 via Zoom, or 11 via Zoom, which I'm sure these will answer some of those questions that Scott went through.
Guys, I highly encourage you to go to this. I've been attending it and it's been me and Jeff and then two people experience who never say anything. Which is cool too, just to like listen, but it has been like very helpful for me, just to work like live scripts and like literally just script practice and then like Jeff will like stop me and be like, nope, let's reframe that, or how else could we reframe it? So it has been very helpful. I feel like I'm getting one-on-one coaching by Jeff, but I encourage you guys to show up Mondays and Thursdays at 11.
I'll comment. So I have asked Jeff, and he graciously accepted to do a stump the chump. And this will be at our next team meeting, which is 2 weeks from today. Anyone will have little note cards. You can write out your objection you want to hear him say. If you're struggling with something, whether it's commission or buyer agency or getting people to sign into an open house, whatever it is, you get to write it on a note card and he'll sit up here and he'll have to answer it live in front of us. Doesn't that sound cool?
Yeah.
So our goal is to stump him, but we'll see how good he is. He's the one that puts the most amount of time into mastering what to say. So if you're struggling with something or you haven't a conversation in the next 2 weeks and you stumbled through it or you didn't know how to answer it, write it down, make a note, and then see how Jeff would answer it.
Okay. So we're having a pumpkin decorating contest. There is a prize to be handed out for the one who has voted the best pumpkin. So think about what you want to decorate your pumpkin with, and bring it to team meeting on the 29th. We'll do live voting in the room, and then we'll declare our winner, and you'll get a prize.
It's gonna be a really cool prize too.
Sure, wear a costume as well, because
All
it's
these like
Halloween.
secret cool prizes.
Yep.
All these secret cool prizes,
It's an
yes. It's not an MRE.
It's a mini Kit Kat.
Woo! All right. Holiday party is Thursday, December 5th at the Pfister. Fancy-ish attire. There will be a room block. We'll give you that detail as we get closer. And Miss Krickerberg. Would you like to talk about
Man,
this?
we're having a lot of fun here. Fun was not on the sheet. But we're getting a 10 out of 10 on fun.
Yeah. So, our 4th annual Blue Cocktail Party, we have a lot of new people. It started when our team came over from Remax. We were just so grateful to be here with just the love and support here at KW and all the training. And we were very grateful how everybody welcomed us and helped us get started, that we threw a little cocktail party. And now it's continued. So this is great. We are going to have a sign up though for food as it gets closer. We're going to wait until after Thanksgiving holiday to do a sign up because there's so much going on. But it's also, if you would like to bring a beverage of some kind to share with everyone, alcoholic or non, it's fine. We'll have a lot of, water, soda, beer, wine, liquor, all that fun stuff. And I just want to get in, that happens to be my birthday. So, which my husband's gonna be really happy. He won't have to take me out. I'll just be celebrating with all of you. But yeah, it just happened to fall. Only Tuesday, December, I was free.
What time?
Oh,
Happy hour-ish.
hoping that the powers that be would allow us to start, maybe at 1:05 on that day. No, but actually, to let you know, we were hoping that what we serve for food could be like a lunch. You know,
Listen,
like, so.
I'll pull rank as left them in this position, so yeah, 105.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so when the sign up comes around, it's gonna be like hearty, hearty hors d'oeuvres, just stuff that would fill us up for lunch and then have some cocktails throughout the afternoon. And there may or may not be a white elephant. We'll see how that goes. And if we do, we're gonna expedite it. So we're fast and fun. So that's it, right?
Okay, I'm gonna go through this really quick because we're getting close to 1 o'clock, but some tech and marketing updates. It is Q4, right? That started like a week ago. Okay, so the market's not slowing down. We got this really cool graph given to us by a coach from Housing Wire, and basically, if you look at the 2024 trend line, you can see we were outpacing what 2023's market was doing. Now we're not quite where 2022 was, but we're almost flatlining like we're going to go into 2022's line. You see that? Okay. This means that we have a lot of work to do with our databases, and fall's always a great time to do it. We know we always slow down a little bit, so now's the time to do it, especially if you're taking Bold or coming to the business planning clinic. Your database management should be a piece of what your business plan looks like. Okay. So your database is your business, and we're going to help you over the next couple of weeks in our tech and marketing class. That's Thursdays at 11. To help you get that database going again. So this week, we're focusing on the fall cleanup, how you can easily do that command, as well as putting in the DTD2 resources so that you can manage your database at a higher level. We're also going to go through the 12 direct postcards and how to farm a neighborhood. We're going to do paid ad campaigns in Facebook. And we're also going to do a little bit just compliance and command. But so we're here this month to really help you get that cleanup going so that you can start 2025 off with a bang. Yes, ma'am.
Are these recorded?
Yes, they are all recorded and on the YouTube channel.
But better in person,
Well, they're on Zoom. but
better
yes.
in Zoom,
Better
better
in
in,
Zoom
in
lands.
reality, in time now, whatever I'm trying to say. Live.
Yeah, I think it's always better when you can like ask Lindsay and I questions in real time about command versus having questions as you're watching the recording.
All right, couple minutes. Who has coming soon? Dun, 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 dun.
My duplex in St. Francis is delayed and goes live this Thursday, 3 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, down. Newer updates, really doesn't need anything done to it. They already use it. So. Lots of things sold fast, so.
Love it.
We have
Papa
we have
Smith.
a home in Elton going, coming soon on Monday, going live next Thursday. On an acre, it's 3 bedroom, 2 bath, completely updated, brand new kitchen, hardwood, LVP floors, really flat lot, so it's great for a family and it's kind of school district.
Wait, one last question. How'd you get it?
I door knocked it 4 years ago.
Oh my God. 4 years ago. How'd you get yours?
A guy that I found a house for this year in the spring. Had it.
So client and door knocking. Who's next?
We got one that'll be in this afternoon, great, for an investor to add to their portfolio. It's huge, it's 1,400 square feet, each one of the units, 2 bedrooms downstairs, 3 bedroom upstairs with an expandable attic, 85,000 off of 11th and Wright.
How did you get it?
It's one of my friends, who got divorced and they have to sell it.
So Sphere. Okay. You have one?
Yeah, just in case I'm not here next week, which I'll try to be. But I should have one coming live next week, Friday in Milwaukee near the airport. It'll be 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Not exactly sure. Oh, about 2,000 square feet. Price? The price will be still working on it.
390.
I wish. Probably around 290.
How did you get it?
Mailer.
Ooh, we've had like one of everything. Did you have one?
Waukesha, Colonial, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath.
about 2,000 square feet, 2-car plus garage. Going to market probably next weekend, not this coming weekend, but next 19th weekend. List price about $389.
How'd you get it?
Fine.
That helps too. Lisa?
Just went into MLS, earlier today, in case you missed it. It's, Milwaukee Lions Park Ranch, south side, 3-bedroom, 1 bath, newer roof, brand new drain tile, 2-car garage, corner lot, 225.
Nice. And how did you?
Just sold postcard that they hung on to for 83 years.
Real estate gets better the longer you're in it, because things just happen randomly that you did years ago. Any others? Yep.
Also got McWanago next week, 425. It's a 3-3. It gets 1,600 square feet. Probably live next week Friday.
And how'd you get it?
Open house actually.
Oh my God, that's the best. Nice. Nothing, you know what
Yeah.
I was expecting you to say expired.
Yeah, I wish.
Cool. Well, it's 1:01. We started at 12:01, so technically it was an hour. Thanks for being here.